Everyone, we're back for a 2,000 point battle report with the Salamanders taking on the Tyranids once again. The Salamanders tried to put together a more competitive style list, and this time I brought the kind of variety list, some random stuff to see how it goes. So it's a Behemoth Battalion. I spent CP on Progeny of the Hive Mind and used that to get an additional Hive Fleet adaptation. But starting at my HQ slot, I have my Broodlord, a Flying Hive Tyrant, or sorry, the Broodlord. I should finish what he has. He has the Behemoth power, and then that's it. He's my Warlord as well. Then I have a Murder Tyrant with 2 Devours, the Scyths of Tyran, Murderous size, Adrenal Glands, Toxic Sacs. Then I think that's it for all his stuff. Then he has Unstoppable Hunger, the Behemoth Psychic Power, and also has Catalyst. Then I have Swarmlord with Catalyst and Onslaught. That's for my HQ slot. Then I have in my elites 3 Venomthropes, a Lictor for hopefully some decent offensive output outside of close combat. Got my 6 Zoanthropes to stay alive, 18 Gargoyles. In troop slot, I have 9 Warriors, all with Boneswords, and there's 3 Venom Cannons. I am working on getting the model. I'm going to magnetize 3 guys for that. I have 3 individual groups of Genestealers, 5 each, and then 3 Biovores just to kind of be a pain with Spore Mine, do some movement blocking, and then a Hive Crone. So very much an in-your-face style list. I don't know how well it's going to do, but I thought I'd try it out and see what happens.
Alright everybody, here's 2,000 points of Salamanders. Starting out in my Agents of the Imperium, I have my Vindicare Assassin. Hopefully he's going to do some work for me. He seems to be letting me down lately. And then in my HQ slot I have my Captain in the Terminator armor with his Relic Blade and a Stormbolter. He's also got Forge Master for his Warlord trait. Then I have my Lieutenant. He's running Teeth of Terra Chainsword, not the Lightning Claws. He's just a stock lieutenant, not a Primaris or anything like that. And then moving into my troop choices, I have a squad of Intercessors, 10-man squad. Sergeant has his Power Sword. These guys have Stalker Bolt Rifles. And then this squad of Intercessors over here, they have Auto Bolt Rifles, and the Sergeant does have the Power Fist. And then I have my Tech Marines. Heavy weapon is the Missile Launcher, and then special weapon is the Flamer. Moving over into my elites, I have the Aggressor Squad. They have been nerfed heavily, and I'm probably going to feel it this time. They're running the Flamestorm Gauntlets rather than the Boltstorm, just because the Boltstorm now sucks. My Centurion Assaults, they're running Meltas, so each of them have their Melta guns, which is going to be pretty useful, I think, this time around. I also have my Dreadnought. He's running the Plasma and the Heavy Flamer. Onto my Fast Attack up here. I got a Bike Squad, and they're all running the Meltas as well, so we're going to do some heavy damage with them, I hope. And in my Heavy Support, I have my Eliminators, who are in the middle of painting. Hopefully they'll look a little bit brighter coming soon. And then also for the Heavy Support, I have my Land Raider Achilles up here, which is my favorite, and then my Predator, which is running Twin Last Cannons and then the Last Cannons on the sponsons. And that is 2,000 points of Salamanders.
So here's the table. We switched up the terrain from the last video, as you mentioned. We're playing Priority Target, which has an angle deployment from this corner to the center of the table, and same from the other side. 5 objectives in total. Here, here, there, and over here. This mission as well has a secondary that's called Priority Target, so we each get to secretly select an objective, and it becomes a priority target. 3 points for holding our own, 5 if we hold both, the enemy and your own. The objectives also get moved around in this, so we roll off afterwards, and we see where the objectives get repositioned. I chose Engage on All Fronts, Priority Targets, and Deploy Scramblers. My little Lictor coming in solid there. And he took Abhor of the Witch. Obviously I have a ton of Psychers. They're probably going to get killed because they're flying in his face anyway, so we'll see. Bring it down as well, because each one of those Psychers that dies gets tons of points, so very good for him for that. And he also chose the Priority Target, so we're both going to be focusing on that, which I always enjoy an objective showdown, as it means much more back and forth play. So we're going to roll off, see who gets to choose deployment. And then after that, we'll come back and see the table, see how the objectives move, and find out who's going to go first in this 2,000 point report. 3, did I get it? And you were, 6. So, Salamanders get to choose, and we'll come back after that. We've gone ahead and deployed. He won the roll-off to pick a side, as you just saw. So, over there is where the Salamanders have deployed, but just since we're right here, we'll take a look at the Tyranids. 5 Genestealers there. Lictor, obviously, doing his deep strike shenanigans in this big blob here, nice and tucked away for the most part. Warriors, Gargoyles, Venomthropes right there, giving their buff to everyone. Biovores, Broodlord over here, conga lined up. Genestealers and Zoanthropes to protect themselves. The only way they can get shot is if something comes straight over here, but even then, I don't think you'd want to do that. 5 Genestealers there, not touching the terrain. They're just a little bit back, so they cannot be shot as of yet. Over on this side, we have Eliminators holding this objective. That is his priority objective. Yes, we should show how they moved. Over this way, this objective moved forward. I moved my objective, and it's hard to see. It's on the bottom level there inside the terrain. So I can hold that quite comfortably, I would say. But then over this way, I move the other objective forward. So right here, we have Intercessors with Stalkers, Vindicare, Bikes, Dreadnought, Predator, Land Raider, Attack Squad, and Captains there. And inside there is another Attack Squad, I believe it is, on this edge. They can hold the objective, but only on that side. I moved in such a way that I'd be able to like shoot into there or like move in. I couldn't get it fully, but that is it. So let's find out who's going first this time. See if I can get a first turn. It's been a while. Let's see. 2 to 5. No, I haven't had first turn in ages. But we'll come back after Salamanders turn 1 movement. So that's the end of the turn. So I actually positioned everything that, so my entire army couldn't be shot at. They get 3 points for priority target, and we'll show you everything moves. So the guys moved out just to kind of get back from everything. They shifted back to hold that objective, knock it closer. Predator moved up to get ready to shoot at things. Bikes zipped over there with the, did the Eliminators move up? Or did they moved out. So that's it. That's Salamander's turn 1. So quickest turn I think we've ever done. Now it's time for Tyranids. Turn 1 movement. Ends Tyranids movement on turn 1, so a little bit more complicated on my end. A lot of decisions I had to make. So these guys, Metabolic Overdrive, flew up. They got 32 or 32 inch movement. They flew up to fully block out anyone coming in on that side. I think like a Marine could get in here, but that's just one Marine. So I just want to minimize as much shooting that's going to go into them as possible. Hive Crone flew up, ready to shoot at them, chip away at them a little bit. I have my Tyrant right there. I have my Warriors. The Venom Cannon guys are right there. They have line of sight onto them as well to get a little bit more shots off. These Zoanthropes shimmied over this way. They have one guy that's line of sight over there to get off a Warpblast. Genestealers snuck in here, a little cheeky move to hide. And these Genestealers just stayed still just to kind of prep things out. This Broodlord's here as well to smite in at those guys and hold that objective. So he's kind of risking it for the biscuit. And these guys moved up as well just to kind of deny a little bit of area here from his guys coming in. So that's it for movement. We'll come back after Psychic and Shooting. That ends Tyranids turn 1 Psychic and Shooting. So decent Psychic phase. Chipped off, I think it was 2 guys in this squad. And then I killed, I think, 3 altogether in the other one. Was it? 2 in that one as well. So not the best shooting by the Hive Crone. Not the best. And then did get 2 mortal wounds off on that with the tentaclids somehow. So he did kind of come in handy. The Swarmlord slingshot at him there. So hoping to get a good charge roll over on this side. That way, if I'm that far away, these guys can't Born Protectors. It was going to be really hard for them to do it. But we'll see if I can do that, kill that thing as well. Then I can jump around with my overrun stratagem. So hopefully able to pull that off, and then probably the Hive Crone will charge it. So we'll come back after the charges on turn 1. Right, so that's it for Tyranids turn 1. Forgot to mention the Biovore fire. I moved the Biovores, and I got perfect all 3 misses. They shot the tank, and I just road blocked right there. Dreadnought overheated as he used Born Protectors to fire at the Tyrant. The Tyrant killed the Predator there, used Overrun, it was right there, to jump back into this position. I was debating on charging with the Hive Crone, then I realized it's probably a bad choice. He's there to die, just roadblock, because if he charged, he would likely die. The Lieutenant was there with Teeth of Terror, and he would just mess his day up. The Crone could live, but realistically, probably not, between all that high volume attacks and only having a 4-up save. So yeah, not the best. But that's it for Tyranid's turn 1. So scoring 6 points in total for engagement on front and priority. I completely forgot about Scramblers, but I don't think it's too big a deal. We just, whatever. I have a couple units of Genestealers in my zone to throw them down in later turns. So, and I don't think they'll be taken out ideally, but we'll see. So that's it. We'll come back after Salamander's turn 2 and see if he can clear all the pests out over there and then see what happens. Movement for the Salamander, so pretty boxed in there. Over this way, the bikes just moved up with the Dreadnought just to clear these guys out and start moving forward. Everyone else just shuffled forward a little bit over that way. Holding off on the Aggressors and Centurions right now because there's really nowhere overly useful for them to come in at this point. So we'll come back after shooting and charges because it'll probably be all pretty quick together. 10 points for primaries, holding the 2, and obviously we'll be getting priority target as well. But we'll see what happens for Bring It Down and Pour the Witch. The end of Tyranid's turn, Salamander's turn 2. So Hive Crone got taken out, Arla Gargoyles got taken out, Hive Crone was finished off by the tank. My Broodlord was taken out. Honestly, I rushed my movement last turn. Like, the way he was angled, these guys could shoot him in the Vindicare. I could have placed him in such a way that he couldn't have been shot, but I think it took like 20 minutes moving the Gargoyles, hemming and hawing, so then like the rest of my turn. But, so he was taken out, he got shot through there. But that's alright, still had some decent stuff on the table, and then obviously the Spore Mines were easily killed. So, 21 you said?
Yep.
So 21 points scored in turn 2, so that puts you 24-6 in favor of the Salamanders. Now it's time for Tyranids turn 2, so we'll come back after we see what happens. Tyranids moving on turn 2. So these guys threw down Scramblers in the neutral zone where the deployment line's along there, so I have that done. Biovores move so I can hopefully miss. All these warriors moved up to get in range of the bikes and potentially Dreadnought and have line of sight of those guys. So I have a few options on what I want to do. These guys spread back to prevent anything coming in on this side of the table. Zoanthropes are here as well, with the Dreadnought being the closest model. And then also scoring 10 points for my primaries too. I forgot to mention that, where I hold 2. Then the Murder Tyrant jumped in under that piece of terrain. It's like a little hollowed out area. And the Genestealers moved up as well. So hoping to steal that priority target objective. Swarmlord moved over this way. I'm going to slingshot him up there and see what happens. So that's it for movement. We'll come back after Psychic and shoot together the rest of the Tyranid turn. It was actually pretty quick. I'm actually planning on doing a new tactical video on Biovores. Incredible. I didn't really think about it. So the double shoot strat with them, I was going to double shoot my warriors, and I looked at them and I was like, wait, they're infantry. So I originally shot, got one Spore Mine down and another one, but then I shot again, and I got even more Spore Mines down. So I got 3 misses. I fired at these guys, so I got a Spore Mine there, one on the inside, preventing them from moving anywhere in there. Killed off, I think, one guy here. Yep. And then over here, a lot changed. So what happened was Zoanthropes moved up, killed the Dreadnought, rolled really well for Psychic. Then between my other Psychic, killed off an Eliminator. And I think that was it. Swarmlord failed to get Catalyst off, which hopefully doesn't cost him. Murder Tyrant took out the Eliminators, overran back there. Genestealers came in, did a wound to a bike, and then the Swarmlord killed them. And that's it. So in total, I scored 5 for priority, got 2 for engage, where I had to leave this table quarter, but it had to be done. And then I got 10 for my primary, and then, I said 5 for priority since I hold both priority objectives. So that's it for Tyranids turn 2. Salamanders ahead by 1 point, but denied a ton of points here, and I'm also very set up with my movement blocking and whatnot. So very interesting list, but it's still lots of games you played, still lots of hitting power available for Salamanders. That's it. Alright, that's it for movement for Salamanders turn 3. So scoring 5 points for holding the one primary on that side of the table. These intercessors move down to take on these guys. The big reinforcement force of the Centurions and aggressors came in this corner. Lieutenant moved through this way. Vindicare stayed put. And then the aggressors, Tac Marines, Captain, and the tank shimmy forward just a little bit. And that's it for movement. So we'll come back after shooting. So that is it for shooting. Not a whole lot of damage done. I think you killed just the spore mines pretty much. I made all my involves with Swarmlord from the tank. It had a little sight line down that way. I did take a wound off with the Stalker, I think it was. No, the Bolters over there. Oh, yeah, and you killed the Zoanthrope, which actually is a big deal because it's down to D3 plus D3 instead of 3 plus D3. So he decided not to shoot them. He's going to charge in here and hopefully charge in that way as well. Because if not, he doesn't hold this objective, and I am obsec with these Genestealers, and that is the priority. So we'll come back after charging and fighting and see what happens. So that ends the turn. So was not what he wanted for the charge rolls. These guys did make it in, though, securing the 3 points and grabbing that objective. So while securing 3 points, it also denies me 5. So in the end, it worked out, and staying away from the Swarmlord. So when they charged in, they came this way to prevent the heroically intervention. And then these guys came in and they did try to do their charge, but nothing happened there. So that's it for Salamander's turn 3. Tyranid's movement for turn 3. So these Genestealers move back just as a little bit of redundancy to throw the Scrambler in my own zone. That's the only one I need now. Biovores move to -1 to their shooting, which is all I care about. Warriors simply shift it this way to get shots over on these tack guys over there. I'm planning to use my warriors to move block everyone else. Venomthropes slipped up to grab the middle objective and hold that hopefully nice and tight. These Genestealers just they're just sitting there. Again, they're just redundancy that if these guys get targeted by the Thunder or Quad Cannon, then I have this group here to do that as well. Zoanthropes moved in advance forward so they can smite in there, hopefully chip some of them away, have my Genestealers finish them off, or have them charge in if needed. And hopefully that will be it to secure that objective and also get my priority target. These guys jumped over, positioning themselves so that way these guys are the closer ones to get smited. And then obviously there'll be some charges going off to clear this side. Lictor came in, threw down the Scrambler in his zone, so that is taken care of. So we'll come back after Psychic and movement. Psychic and shooting, so pretty good Psychic phase. The Zoanthropes went Super Smite, killed off all but 2 guys. Psychic Scream to drop it down to 1 with 1 wound. Over this way, the between these two smiting, they took out 1 guy. Catalyst went off on the Murder Tyrant. Didn't get my Unstoppable Hunger off on the Tyrant, but took out 1 of them, and that was the goal. Over this way, killed 4 Tac Marines. That 2 wounds coming in huge, keeping them alive. Biovores double tap, getting 6 Spore Mines spread all about there, and 1 in the back to prevent the tank from coming around. So really enjoying that strat. And that's it for shooting. So we'll come back after all the charge. Tyranid's turn 3. So pretty successful turn. The Murder Tyrant killed that guy. Swarmlord finished off the other 2. Genestealers took out the last guy. The Zoanthropes couldn't pull it off. Not quite. Double tapping with these Biovores has really secured this flank quite heartily for myself. So in total, I think I got I get 3 points for engage because I have the Lictor, because he came in on that quarter. Yeah, so it'd be 3 for engage, 5 for priority, so 8. So that puts me at 41 in total. So very good turn for the Tyranids. Still tons of Salamander power left. It's just the movement denial has been crucial this game. But we'll come back after turn 4 and see what happens. That's it for turn 4 for Salamanders. We just rolled through it. Not a whole... there wasn't a lot happening with movement on a whole. Everyone just moved through the wall of Spore Mines. They shot off 2 of them, so it didn't affect the Intercessors. And he accepted that 2 would hit the tank. It wasn't a big deal until I rolled double 6 on them exploding, and then took 4 wounds, so not so good there. Captain made a big charge over here, dropped, killed off 1 of the Venomthropes, and then dropped the other Venomthrope down to, 1 wound, or 2, he has 2 wounds left. I was hoping to take him out and then tie up the warriors. Then over this way, Lieutenant came in. Between combined shooting of the Lieutenant, a couple of the Marines over there, and the quad cannon taking out a Zoanthrope and dropping that one down to 1 wound. And then also you killed, I think, 3 warriors? 2? Almost 3. That one's down to 2 wounds, so almost chipped them down quite a bit. Points-wise, you got 5 for your primary. And nothing else as of yet. Really trying to chip them down because they are worth a lot of points, and went for the priority target there. So that's it for turn 4 Salamanders. We'll come back after turn 4 Tyranids. And we just called it there. At the end of Tyranids turn 4, the tank was taken out between a few spore mines, and the Murder Tyrant getting some super hits in there, rolling some 6s. Sorry, 5s with the Stoppable Hunger, and then so we just totaled up all the points that could have possibly happened, just so we have a final total for you all to look at. So end score was 84 to 42 in favor of the Tyranids. So I only missed out on a single point, which was 1 round of engage where I only had 2, but I had to give that up. And then obviously the other 5 that is missing is Scramblers only gives 10. So we really took a look and evaluated this list. It was the MVP was the Biovores. The amount of movement denial they performed, especially with the double shot, I'm actually really considering them for a competitive list I'm working on. Outside of them, we talked about how the game would have went, and I think it probably would have went to the Salamanders. It would have been a very uphill battle without the Biovores in this game. Being that the entire group here, they would have been stuck for till at least turn 3, but then everything could have came out. With the Biovores also blocking off the Dreadnought and the bikes that really stopped them. Like these Genestealers probably would have been taken out. The Dreadnought could have potentially engaged whatever came up over this way, or going to charge off on the Murder Tyrant, and also even actually probably hid from the Zoanthrope. So hard to say. But on a whole, Biovores were the MVP for double shooting and absolutely putting out a crazy amount of move blocking spore mines. So very interesting game. List turned out to be very strong thanks to the Biovores, just synergy with moving as well. But on a whole, I think it was a very good Salamanders list, but just a very strange Tyranid list to play against. So stay tuned for more. That's it.